I'm Jimmy, and this is The Real Dad Show. Thank you for joining me. Today I thought it would be fun to film from my garage. This is pretty much where I hang out. It's my man cave. I have my garage bar that I affectionately call the Millennium Bar. We also have where I do my Cricut stuff so that I can make my stickers and t-shirts and merchandise and all that other fun stuff that I do. I have my workbenches in here where I can work on projects for the car, do some modeling. We have a pool table where the kids love to play and they play darts. It's also a nice, comfortable place where the family will all sit in here and watch a movie on the Disney Channel. Actually Disney Plus, because that's new. Hulu or Netflix. So we gather around a lot in here. It's kind of our hub. And of course we have the Harley. We have Quinn here, 2003 Harley Davidson Road King. After a really messy divorce, this bike was in a lot of disrepair. It took me a good year to get it to running standards. I had to rebuild a lot of things. I had to clean it all out, not just a tune-up, shave, and a haircut. So now she's beautiful. We're thinking about doing a whole new paint scheme, but I'm hesitant because it's the 100th anniversary edition in gunmetal blue, very rare. And so what we think we'll do is we'll probably just buy all new tins and have all that stuff painted. And of course, I put a bat wing on it, so the bat wing's still black. Waiting to paint it because I don't know what we're gonna do with it yet. There's a couple of great videos of me and Jesse working on it. I think one's where he's doing the tune-up. I taught him how to clean the carburetor and adjust it. And I know there's one where we change the mufflers. So those are great videos. Also, there's a couple of great videos with Jesse and me working on the Chevy truck. So this episode, it's gonna be different. I wanted to do this earlier in the week, but I decided I'd just wait for my actual birthday. The closing of 50 years. Half a century. And when you think about that, wow, I'm half a century old. That's crazy. It's crazy when you think about it. And before we get into all that, I'd like to let you know about a friend of mine. She has a great Facebook page. It's called Ruth's Creative Designs. And did I get that right? No, what is it?
Chalk It Up with Ruth.
Chalk It Up with Ruth. I'm sorry. I'm a little nervous again. You know, I always get camera shy. So, I'd like to tell you about a friend of mine's Facebook page. It's called Chalk It Up with Ruth. You'll find a lot of DIY projects, things like that. Check out her page. There will be a link below in the description as to where you can find her on Facebook. Look her up, like her page, tell your friends about it, and share her videos, all right? Let's see how, you know, a lot of this is networking, a lot of this is helping each other out. I'd love to promote your Facebook pages or your YouTube channels or your businesses. It's a win-win for me and you, and it's exciting for me to help you build something using something I'm building. So hopefully we can all just help each other. So that's pretty much what it's all about, right? So let's get back to it. One of the most important things is to remember, like the show's called, The Real Dad Show. And I am a real dad. I'm a very hands-on dad. I love spending time with my children. I love doing stuff with my children. I love going and volunteering at their schools and taking part of all that. But I gotta admit, part of being a real dad is knowing you make mistakes. Knowing you're not perfect. Knowing that there's always things that you do and say that irritate your kids. Because they're kids. They grow up, they become parents of themselves, and they irritate their kids. It's part of being a parent. And the trouble that we have as parents is admitting when we're wrong and letting our children know that we're wrong. It's okay to let them know you're wrong. It's okay to let them know that you're not perfect. It's okay for them to see you mess up. How else are they going to know when they mess up that it's okay? My dad messed up, and look, he got up and he did this and he made his life better. That's something you're teaching your kid just as important as anything else. So remember that, parents. We're always going to screw up. We're always not going to get along with our kids, especially when they're turning teenagers. And I've got 2 girls that are turning into teenagers. Actually, they are teenagers. And we're not getting along right now because I said some really dumb stuff. I'm very sorry about it. But I'm a stubborn guy, so I don't want to admit that I'm wrong, especially to my kids. But like I said, it's important to let them know that when you're wrong, you're wrong. It's okay to admit that. So again, to my daughters out there, I love you very much. I hope you're watching this video. I hope you know that I love you, and I'm very, very sorry. And hey, I'm gonna mess up again. We all do. Point is to know that I always love you. So, what's it like to be 50? I wanted to pull out my birth certificate and check to see the actual hour I was born and have a drink of champagne or smoke a cigar or something. And I just liked it. Kind of didn't want to do anything. I was just kind of tired, especially since we were partying really late. If you were fortunate to be at my birthday party, we were down at that 80s bar in Montclair, California. It's pretty much the place that we always go to. If you're ever down here, you love 80s music, you love the 80s, just like me. Maybe you grew up in the 80s, or maybe you just love the 80s. They were a great time. Visit that 80s bar. It's awesome. Great music, great drinks, great people that work there, from security to the bartenders to the waitress to the owners. Awesome family. They've got an 80s themed chain in Southern California. There's a bar in Fullerton. There's one in Downey. There's one in Corona. There's the Montclair one. And where am I leaving the other one out? Am I leaving one out? Bellflower. Did I say Bellflower? There's one there too. Get a chance, look them up. There will be another link in the description. Look for them. See what times they're open. See what some of the upcoming acts that are going to be playing. We've seen some amazing acts. We've seen Oingo Boingo. Flock of Seagulls is going to be there this next coming weekend. The Flux Capacitors, awesome Back to the Future cosplay band. They were in, they were in the documentary for Back in Time. They played at the Nintendo event. They've played at Ready Player One here in Southern California. Another one's coming up soon. Look them up, and again, description down below, be a link to the Flux Capacitors. Check them out. You'll love them. Let's see. The 60s. I was born in 1969. So, as a baby, I don't know a lot. But, of course, I know American history. So, moon landing, hippie days, Vietnam started. A lot of that stuff, you know. But I really didn't know much about it. As a kid in the 70s, my family, my brothers, I have, if you know me, I have 12 brothers and sisters. And my mom raised all of us on her own. And she raised us on rice and beans because we were a real Mexican family. But we never spoke Spanish. Funny thing, we ate nothing but rice, beans, and tortillas fresh every day. But We spoke no Spanish. Spanglish, maybe, but none of us really learned Spanish until we were adults. Go figure. Our house was the hub of the neighborhood. Everybody loved to come and hang out at our house. My mom always had fresh tortillas and fresh refried beans, and we grew up in Northern California in a small town called Hillsburg. And everybody was pretty much Caucasian. So you'd have all these kids that never really had Mexican food, and they'd attack our house. They'd love Mrs. Duran's fresh tortillas with butter on them, and they'd just roll them up like a little taco and eat them with butter flying down their arms, and it was an amazing time to grow up. My brothers, they loved the Beatles. I grew up loving the Beatles, loving Motown, the Monkees, pretty much all that stuff my brothers instilled in me. My parents were divorced when I was about 7 or 8. I don't really remember a lot of that. It was really hard on me. That's why divorce is very, very hard on me. I had been divorced. Too many times I can count? No. I've been divorced twice. Annulled one marriage. So it's very devastating to me because I saw a lot of the pain my mother went through. But my mother persevered. She was very strong, a very strong woman. She took care of 12 kids on her own and did a wonderful job. All of us turned out great. Every single one of us turned out great. A few law enforcement, police officers in our family. Some are in politics. Everywhere, owners of their own companies. Mom did a great job, and she did it being permanently disabled and pretty much battling her whole life with asthma, chronic pneumonia, and a lot of other ailments. So, thank you, wife, on the background there. It's my producer behind me, and my camera operator, my beautiful wife, Amelia. She's been helping me with all these videos, so let's all say hi, Amelia. Okay, so my brothers pretty much took over being the father figure. I had 7 surrogate dads, pretty much, and they taught me everything I know. One brother taught me how to work cars, another one taught me to appreciate music, another one taught me how to do chores. So, growing up in the 70s was actually neat. I got to see some pretty cool stuff on the news, like when Elvis died. I got to see Elvis live on CBS before he died, when he was live in Hawaii. I got to see the Don Ho show. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Lawrence Welk. I got to see a lot of that cool stuff. I got to see the news when Vietnam was over. I was really, really little, but I remember it. I got to see Watergate. Wow. A lot of things like that. 80s coming out. I remember breaking news when John Lennon was shot. I remember when like I said last time, I remember when the Challenger exploded. We were in elementary school, of course, and the whole school was in the auditorium because it was the first teacher in space, Chris McCullough, and she was going to be holding classes from the space shuttle. So we all were excited to see the first teacher in space. Up until then, she'd had some little things that she sent around, little video bites that she sent to the schools, and we were all excited about it. And our entire elementary class got to see that explosion. We're all sent home immediately after, and they gave us all free therapy. Honestly, that actually still kind of chokes me out. I got to see the birth of MTV. I got to see the very first videos coming out. I got to see Downtown Julie Brown and her wubba wubba wubba. I got to see, MTV's Spring Break. And then I got to see MTV turn into junk. Named for videos. I could watch videos all day long. In fact, my family used to say Jimmy's stuck on TV watching videos, and that's pretty much what I did. Then in the 90s, all those reality shows, and there was no more music videos. Now you have MTV Classic and VH1 Classic, and on the Roku you've got 80s classics. So still watch those videos even on YouTube. But let's see, in the 80s, man, I was in love with Madonna. I went to see Madonna in concert. Got to see a lot of cool concerts. So my daughter, Emily, loves Madonna. You know, when she was little, I used to sing Lisa Lisa's from head to toe. And so she would love Lisa Lisa, and she only knew the one song. So instead of just going through all those facts, what is it like to be 50? Man, it feels just like any other day, obviously. And I don't feel any older. I don't feel any younger. Just feel the same. I was looking forward to being 50 probably more than I should have. As a kid, I remember in 4th grade, we timed up. How old would we be in 1990? Or 88 when we graduated? How old would we be at the year 2000, 2020, 2050? And then what would the world be like? And actually, we thought, what you guys thought, there would be flying cars, robots, and DeLorean time machines. And we got none of that. We got some really cool automation stuff. You know, the internet's wild. And nothing like it was in War Games. War Games was all lies, I say lies. But man, it's amazing that this YouTube channel, there's people in Africa watching me right now. People in Brazil. There's people down the street from my house. There's people in Canada. People in Russia. All over the world, people are watching this crazy video, this 50-year-old man talking about junk, you know, totally uninteresting. It must be interesting because you're watching it. So, what's that old saying? Who's a bigger fool? The fool or the fool who follows the fool? I don't know. We'll see. Well, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I've had some people ask me some questions on the descriptions below. What did I think the 2000s was going to be like? Like I said, robots and flying cars, and everybody would have jetpacks, and we'd be living on the moon. No, we have electric cars, but nowhere near they should be. I know the Tesla, I've never been in a Tesla, so I really can't say how a Tesla is. But from what I've read in the newspapers and reviews and testimonials, it's not quite there, and I know they're getting close to it. But anything like your personal kit car from Knight Rider, we're a good ways off from that. The computers taking over the world as Terminators, we're a long ways away from that. So, other than the internet and iPhones, I would say the year 2019, 2020 is not much different than 1988 or 1989. You know, they're pretty much similar. The only thing is, though, whenever I walk out of the house, I could leave my phone, I could leave my key, or leave my wallet, leave my keys, leave the front door unlocked. But if I forget my phone, I start to hyperventilate. I, I, I don't know anybody who can go even to get their mail without their phone in their pocket. That's the main thing I would say is the biggest difference. You have instant communication, you have a computer, you have a phone, you have everything you possibly need to survive, plus video games, all on a tiny device that fits in your pocket. And if you're one of those cool people who can afford those glasses, you can have it on your glasses. Yeah, there's some cool up stuff that are coming, but nothing like I thought it would be. iPads are cool. Reminds you of Star Trek. But we still don't have space travel. We still haven't been to Mars yet. We haven't been back to the moon. You know, I figured that we would have colonized the entire Milky Way by now. But it is a little depressing, but meh. It's life. We're lazy enough, aren't we? We can cook an entire dinner in 5 minutes. I can order our Thanksgiving dinner, have it pretty much pre-cooked, and have dinner ready in 2.5 hours. And it used to take me 8 hours, and my mom 10 hours to cook a full turkey and a full dinner. So you can turn your lights on and your heater and air conditioning on from Hawaii or from another country. You can open and close your garage doors from work through a phone or through an app on your phone. But other than that, I would say that's the differences. Let's see, what were some of the other questions? How old would you be? Obviously, I'm 50. So I think I've covered everything. I just wanted to make this video. It's probably longer than I wanted it to be, so I'm gonna have to cut some stuff out. But I wanted to make this birthday video and just say, you know, being 50 is not that hard. It's not that bad. It's not the end of the world. Getting old is not the end of the world. You know, I hardly take care of myself. I don't eat right. I don't exercise. I take a walk every now and every morning to every other morning. Me and my wife take an early morning stroll around the neighborhood to the park and around a couple of times, mostly the weekends. We haven't ridden the bikes in a while. You know, and like I said, I don't eat healthy. So there's better things that I could do to take care of myself, but I mean, I've got trigger finger from work. I've got aches and pains where there never used to be any. And I've got food allergies that I never had before. Other little things, but being 50 isn't that bad. Especially when you go everywhere in your party and everybody says you don't look 50. They're lying, of course, but it's nice to hear that I don't look 50. One of the big things that I want, or that I have been looking forward to for years, is grandchildren. Fortunately / unfortunately, I have very responsible children, and they have not accidentally provided me with grandchildren yet. And I'm hoping I'll get some grandkids. I always joke with them, stop being responsible. I want grandkids. I want to be pop. So that's interesting. And hopefully soon. I know Eric wants to finish school, and Alex is very, very busy at work, and they have very good girlfriends. Eric's girlfriend MJ is awesome. She's got him whipped into shape so much better than I could have imagined. He's building his credit, he's going to school, he's paying off his debts. He's doing amazing. The two of them have traveled a lot. They just went to Egypt, and they were just at Indiana at the Krampfest. What's it? Monster, Christmas monster. Yeah, they were there. Alex and Diana are doing really well. She's an awesome, very awesome girlfriend. Very respectable. Comes in. She always, says hi, Mr. and Mrs. Duran. She always likes my videos, so I like her extra. And she's really good for my son. I haven't seen Alex smile and have that zest for life in a long time. He's working even harder at work. He's trying to get more promotions, and I see him really, really, really growing up and doing really well. And of course, all the other ones are still in elementary school, so nah, they better not give me grandchildren until they're a lot older. So I guess by now I figured I would have had grandkids. So, oh well. Is there anything else? I don't think so. Remember, chalk it up to Ruth, facebook.com. Description below. That 80s bar themes below. And the flux capacitors below. Like my videos, share my videos, hit the notification button. That way you'll always know when I post a new video. What else can I say? Remember, anybody can be a father, but it takes a special person to be a dad. God bless you, and thanks for joining us.